but we got to figure it out now.
Yeah.
We got it all going on now. So how you doing?
Fine, thank you. Thanks. I'm very sorry because last week supposed to be I will be talking to you, but I was very busy. So I'm very sorry. Forgive me, please. Sorry
cool.
for that.
Let's go.
Hey,
We're here now.
We're here now, so that's all that matters. So you're gonna talk to us about intelligent design here. You're gonna try to convince a couple of atheists that I guess that everything is created intelligently. I guess do I got the basic idea of it?
Well, I have 6 science books. So if we are going to discuss this topic, it is impossible for us to discuss in a whole day. But I can give you a summarization for that. Summarization for that. But I think you will be asking more questions. You will be asking me more arguments. But I'm prepared to answer all your questions, your arguments. But I think the background of why I'm here, why I'm asking you to help me to share the new science. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. If it makes sense, we'll fly with that.
Now you mentioned your science books, and I have to be honest with you. I jumped on and I found some a few transcribed pieces of your books, and can I ask, was it translated from, say, like Filipino or Japanese into English? Because I got to be honest with you, that it was very difficult for me to read because the English was not very good.
Yeah, I understand. I was born in the Philippines, okay, until I was 25 years old. English language in our university, in our school, American books, American science, American technology in our school and universities. So we have to learn English. But unfortunately, I am living now here in Japan, so I don't have practice in my English, and the Japanese people, they don't speak English well. So that's why, and my science, I am doing it alone, freelance scientist. And so I have to write it, I have to edit, I have to write them, I have to proofread them, I have to do everything. So I'm doing it alone, and I don't receive any funds or grants from any people. So it would be very hard for me to do that.
So
I had to feed my family.
Yeah. Okay. So you're a freelance scientist. That's what you call yourself. So do you have some kind of scientific degree in something, or what exactly does a freelance scientist really mean?
That's a good question. In the Philippines, I graduated Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering.
You created that? Is that what you said, or am I?
No, I graduated.
Oh. So you graduated? Yeah. Okay.
I graduated. I graduated in Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Here, my science are different from engineering. The reason why I focus myself in this kind of topic in science, because I have to know reality. Family, and I have children. I have to tell them what is reality. Christians, I have to tell them what is reality based on science. I committed myself to discover the topic of intelligence that I'm going to show today, and I'm going 6 years to do that. Now I nailed it, and I found it, and I discovered it. So I call myself a discoverer. Can I introduce to you myself?
Give us what you got, man. I'm excited to see it.
Okay.
Oh, this is the original logo for the new. Okay, new NEW, new intelligent design. Okay.
Discovered there.
the old intelligent design, I think you know it. It was supported by Michael B., supported by Discovery Institute. Now the one who are doing it as Stephen Meyer. I am not connected to them. We are different.
Obviously.
Tell you why we are different. So I am the founder, scientist, real intelligence. So when I see, when I use the word real, we have 71 definition of intelligence today.
Okay,
we've seen this on a couple of your
now
videos.
I've read the 71 informal definitions that was written by a student as a thesis project to the journal, to the student journal of Cornell University. I have read that. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll have to. You probably heard this argument several times before, and I'm sure you'll cover it when you get to that point. But simply because we have 71 informal definitions of what intelligence is does not make everything intelligently designed. So you've clearly covered this territory before. I know I've seen the arguments. So continue on with your presentation. I just want to get that out because that's our position. So you'll have to understand that.
I understand your position well. Okay. Before I came here, I know what you stand. I know that. Okay. So, but I discovered that there is a real intelligence because we normally use that in reality. I always science on reality. You can check it by yourself, not only me. Okay. The father. When I say father of the new intelligent design, so when I say I'm a father, I mean I am responsible for all the science.
You're the guy who started this movement. For
all the information that you are going to hear. So if you got a mistake, it's my fault. I'm responsible for that. I'm the father, so I am the responsible for that.
So you're making a metaphor
of the new. Okay.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second. I'm sorry. I stop you from time to time because
we have questions.
No problem.
Yeah, let's just make sure you're using father as a metaphorical term, right? It's not like you've actually given birth to this or anything like this, or Go ahead.
Yeah, I use that. I use that metaphorical because I don't have you know it that we cannot use that in a biological term. Okay, so because I discovered the real intelligence, I have to share that to the world. I wrote. There's an echo.
Are we echoing?
Okay. I hear my echo. I hear my voice, but no, is that no problem to you?
No, it sounds good on our end.
Okay, so because of my science, of my discovery, I wrote 6 science books and I published that in Amazon. And many people are asking me, why don't you submit your articles to peer review? I submitted my
scientist would.
Yeah, I submitted my original manuscript in a peer review, and I think seven science journal.
Okay.
They had seen it.
When you say science journal, because I am very picky when it comes to scientific journals. All right, I am I'm very about, like, is it an open source journal or is it an actual peer reviewed publication that gets around to all of the scientific community within these certain genres of the scientific community? Because my big issue is that any old person could go to an open source scientific journal and publish whatever the fuck they want to publish, and it doesn't mean squat unless somebody actually reads your stuff and goes, okay, we have got a scientist here who actually has a solid hypothesis that he has tested, that he has been able to repeat and replicate and predict. Now we're going to take it and we are going to attempt to puncture holes into this scientific hypothesis he has and see if it stands against variables. If it stands against all this testing, then it becomes known as a theory, which is the best possible explanation for what we see naturally occur. Now, Again, I stress this. Was this open journal or was this an actual credible peer-reviewed journal?
Of course, I knew online debate with a lot of many intelligent people like you. I know that I must use a journals that are not only famous, or are using that journal. For example, I use Nature. Okay, I love Nature. I love science. I have science. Okay, but they had seen, they read my manuscript. They accepted my manuscript, but of course they denied publication. They rejected me. Okay, I understand it. I understand it because my topic is intelligent, and this topic is a very difficult topic, and it is impossible for any person to peer review a new discovery that is not.
So your discovery of new intelligence is so intelligent that the scientific community at large couldn't handle that and rejected you because they couldn't handle that.
Well, this is our first discussion, okay, and I will be giving you a chance to have more discussions with me, and I will tell you why. Close reason why. You know, if you are a researcher like me, himself, to one topic, you will know why intelligence is a very difficult topic, and you will also know why those scientists who are dealing the topic of intelligence in science, the reason why they said that they cannot nail the topic of intelligence, because according to them, that it's very difficult. And I know the reason why this is difficult. Okay, that's why I have written 6 science books, because it will never take. I will need the whole science journal. The whole publication. Which meant I did a book, not 3 pages of a science journal. I wrote science books, because you will have a lot of questions. You will have, especially this one is new, and especially the old intelligent design was defeated in the Dover trial. So when the old intelligent design was defeated in the Dover trial, and they are using the flagship, the name intelligent design, but they never use intelligence. So the whole scientific community were to be the old intelligent design supported by BE. They must be using the word intelligence. This one.
I know what the word intelligence.
They use complex. They use irreducible complexity from Darwin. So that's the reason why I have to detail them in my science book, because only science book will going to give us more detailed explanation rather than a short pages for for science journal.
You'll understand that's how things get into the science book. Is, you know, when you think of when you say things like Einstein's theory of relativity, you know, that's one of the, you know, he's had to go through the process just like everybody else. That's what scientific journals and peer review are for. So when you put your stuff out there, if somebody credible comes along and says, you know what, you've got a flawed hypothesis here, it just simply doesn't work because of certain logical fallacies you may be employing or certain test results that seem questionable. That's the whole process. There are checks and balances that go with that. You can't just simply write 6 science books, throw them out there, and expect people to go, see, he's right. No, it's got to go through a process. Everybody's got to, you know, they've got to be able to disprove or falsify, I should say, your claims. So I'm just saying you know, going back to my previous question, did you publish this in a credible peer-reviewed journal versus an open source? And you seem to kind of skip over that question.
I get you. I knew it. I knew it perfectly. I knew it perfectly. But you must understand that in the time of Einstein, in 1905, the journal that Einstein had used, they were not very strict. Few scientists on that time. So those journals were looking for manuscript for their science journal. In my time, there are many scientists supposedly. There are many people who are claimed to be scientists, and they're trying to submit their manuscript to science journal, a competition, strict competition. And my topic is general relativity and special relativity.
Mm-hmm.
But my topic is intelligence. My topic is controversial. It is not only unique, but controversial. But the topic of Einstein was not. But according to history, Einstein published his discovery in 1905, him, except Max Planck. It was Max Planck who had helped Einstein to show his discovery. I'm looking for my Max Planck.
And yeah,
if you are my Max,
the Almighty says, quit trying to change the subject and just answer the fucking question. Sir, were you published in just a science journal or a more credible source?
See, yeah, I know you're looking for somebody to actually pick up and try to help you out with the process and everything there. And I know, but see, here's
where were you published?
And this is why I asked this question, because I'm sure you've gotten this before. Why are you going to a YouTube atheist and his
me out of nowhere,
his funny buddy who comes along and decides he wants to talk to the guy about intelligent design?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Why are you talking to us about this and you're not, getting the consensus of the scientific community on your side and finding your guy?
If you really,
we're not your guy. We're not a member of the scientific community. We're not going to be publishing anything in the journal. We're not going to be taking.
If I thought I had something of scientific significance to present to the scientific community, I might not go around, speaking to piddly little YouTube channels like our own, and trying to convince those guys. We're a little out of the ballpark. We can still go to bat with you over the subject because we understand enough, but it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I understand you, okay, but I am a latecomer, and I'm a newcomer in science. So that's why it's controversial, and I'm a latecomer. So it would be really hard for me to convince the whole scientific community. I think that maybe years from now they will understand me. Maybe my grandchildren will understand my new discovery. When Galileo said that the Earth revolved around the sun, no one had believed him. Years for human civilization to understand and to accept Galileo's discovery. So for me, maybe because my topic is controversial, maybe I had to wait 200 years. Or for me, it's not a big problem. That's why I have to start right now. Whether people will accept me or not, I don't care. This one is real. This one, and if you have something that is very important for humanity, you have to share that. Whether people laugh at you, I don't care, right? So that is my new intel.
Okay.
Continue. Okay.
Yeah.
So I am the father of the new intelligent design. So I use intelligent design. Okay. And these are my 6 science books. And to those, I always tell this to many people that know the real intelligence, the topic of real intelligence alone. Because in this book, I write everything: the discovery, the derivation, the experimentation, some simple calculation, the mathematics. Everything. I use this one, but I'm going to share to you part of here because we don't have time. But I will tell you. Okay. I have told you that you will ask me about peer review. My peer review, I know that they will never accept me, but I had to do it. It's for formality's sake. I have to do it. So I didn't, but those science journals did not understand that I'm going to write the documentary of my peer review. The documentary of my peer review, how I failed, why I failed, why they failed, what our email conversation I wrote in here someday about my peer review. So I documented it. That's why I did not give the exact name for the people that I contacted with Nature, Science, something like that. I did not write their names.
That's why you've got. That's why you've got quotes on your website for reviews of your book with quotations, but no names attached to them.
I don't put the name because I think it's not good for me to put shame to those scientists who are.
But if they're writing these good reviews on your book, wouldn't that just kind of lend a little bit more credibility to the case that you're making here, to like be like, so and so co-signed what I have written in this book? I mean, when you just put quotes up there and you don't attach a name to it that can be traced, it just sounds like you're making it up.
Well, for me, because that one for me is a personal matter. I can tell the name of the science journal, name of the person who reviewed my work, and their email address. I don't want to. I will leave the history about that. But I don't. Okay. I documented that. I have a document. Yes.
So you're not willing to give even just a name of somebody who co-signed your work?
For me, I don't normally.
Just somebody who can back up your claims. Just one person?
Yeah, no, there. I don't care about them.
Okay. So you don't care about the what? All right. I only care about the new science because people got a mistake and people got a misunderstanding. I know that we are not perfect human beings, so I understand them. And my topic is very controversial, so I understand them well. Of course, I know, but I had to document that. I had to write it in a book so that I will never forget it.
He documented it.
Okay, so this is my book. Okay, peer review and the new intelligent design.
Plug. Yeah.
Okay. To tell you the truth, love to make experiment in science. That's why whenever I talk science, that I can show it, and I can show it in reality, through experiment. But remember that the topic is intelligence, so it was very hard for me to make experiment for intelligence. It's a
Well, I'll agree. I have something to say to that. I don't think it's very hard for somebody to do an experimentation of intelligence. I mean, we're conducting an experimentation in intelligence right now. I mean, simply with us conversating and being able to carry on, communication between each other like most animals in the animal kingdom do, you've just proven your case for intelligence. So there's no reason for you to go much further than that unless you're trying to propose something a little bit extra there that you may not be able to kind of, prove to us. So this is going to be interesting to me because there's something I always ask of every creationist or anybody who says that we're created from intelligence. that you show your experimentation. So I'm actually excited to see what you got.
Okay. What name should I call you?
I'm EFA, and this is Kingpin.
Nicknames,
okay,
yeah.
Kingpin. Okay. So Kingpin. Okay. So when you use the word intelligence in your response to me, in your mind, in your what you have read, what you have studied,
here we go.
You have your own definition of intelligence. I assume that you are using that definition based on the 71 definition that I have said a while ago.
Okay.
And I assume to you that when I ask you a question, when you use that definition to us to solve the problem of origin, you cannot use that. We human beings, we are trying to make definition not even part of reality. So that's the reason why we have to make an experiment based on reality, not based on what we want to. That's the difference between me and those people who are making definition of 71 definition. I make an experiment, okay? Because I'm going to make a concept or a principle. We cannot touch intelligence. It is untouchable. But remember that even though this topic is non-tangible, we can also, for a non-tangible event, okay? So I used the very famous the egg and the tissue paper, okay? So I'm trying to use drop 68 grams of egg to tissue paper to make I think 6 tries, 2 sheets every try that I drop, and like this. This one is 4 sheets, 68 grams, and the tissue paper broken. So to the point that you are going to go like this. I used experiment. That experiment. This one is 9 sheets. Okay. So I found out in my experiment that this one is. The problem is 68 grams and the solution is 9 sheets. If you would like to have a perfect, when I say the tissue never tear, the egg never broke, so you must use 9 sheets. Meaning, if you have a 68 gram of problem, that with 9 sheet solution, according to our definition, it is called natural. It is not success. Definition of intelligence. Whenever we use the word success, we are trying to say that it's intelligence.
I would use a slightly different term for, or put it next to something. Problem solving. That's what humans and animals and other living beings do. They solve problems using their intelligence. So yeah, I mean, you haven't discovered anything new to this point. Yeah. You've just proven that people are intelligent enough to come up with a solution to a problem.
You got it. Okay. That's the reason why when a person, Kingpin, you said it right.
Okay.
In this kind of things, when you have a 68 gram of problem and you solve it 9 sheet of solution.
Okay.
According to you, you are using intelligence, right?
Yes.
But that is, according to reality, that is only natural.
Yeah, it's
natural.
It's natural for certain animals and species to display and use intelligence. Yes, this is true.
That's how we survive.
No. You didn't get it. It is natural for us. If you have a problem, it is natural for you to solve it.
For any.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So in other words,
sentient being.
In that time, you don't use intelligence. You just only use a natural process. But natural process, sometimes we call it success. To where we got a mistake in the definition of intelligence. Because we are trying to equate success to it's not intelligent. It is only a natural or non-intelligent. I think it is like an instinct. For example, if you are hungry, problem. And if you are going to eat, it's just intelligence. You just eat.
Yes, well, yeah, absolutely, that is intelligence. Yeah. That's an I mean, even if it's instinctual, it's still an intelligent instinctual motion that you're making. I mean, there's a certain amount of intelligence.
Because you're hungry is a good idea. That's an intelligent decision.
Yeah, it would be unintelligent.
Not eating would be
to not eat. Yeah. That would be an unintelligent thing to do because you could die.
That's like.
No, the reason why you are saying that because you're adult. From your experience, but let us lower the age of the baby. For example, a human baby.
The baby will look for the mama's tit and want to get some milk.
Yeah, it's an intelligent instinctual motion to make to go and get the food because it would be very unintelligent at that point that you would die and that would cause you harm. So that's an unintelligent thing you would do, correct?
So in other words, the baby never intelligence when the baby has a problem.
Okay.
They would like to drink milk. They are asking for a solution. Then the mother would give the baby milk. Never is intelligence. So in other words, intelligence is not when you have a problem and you have a solution.
Yeah, and the baby has a solution. And I don't know if you have kids or not, but babies have a solution. Wow, that's amazing. Mom comes every time I do that. That is intelligence. That is building intelligence.
And a solution.
And a problem, I need milk. My solution. Right? I mean, I'm not wrong, am I?
That is where we got a problem in science.
Okay.
Because, this is because remember this that whenever you have a problem, you have a solution. Especially when a person is a baby, we just call it instinct or non-intelligent, natural. In other words, when a river is flowing from downhill, it's just natural for a river to fall downhill. For example, if I'm going to drop my pointer. To drop it. It is not intelligence.
No. See, but when you picked up the pointer there and then you dropped it, you are an intelligent agent. You're an intelligent being who is picking up your pointer and dropping it. We're talking about sentience here, okay? So, I mean, you have 71 informal definitions. I know ours is in there.
Not. This one is 71. This is the 71.
Okay.
Kingpin. Right. This is the 71. But we are not just finished. I never yet shared to you my in this new discovery. I'm just talking to you here that this is what is my experiment tells me.
Okay.
Then you have a solution.
Oh, boy.
I call it symmetrical. Okay. The reason why I call it symmetrical because whenever you have a I will write. Okay, I will write.
Okay, so he's gonna write. So, okay, all right.
Okay, I will write.
Yeah.
It's symmetrical. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
When you have 10 problems, and you have a 10 solution, that is symmetrical. For me, I call it symmetrical. Divide it. It is 1. Right. 10 is 1, right?
Yeah.
I call it symmetrical phenomenon. So whenever you have a problem and you are trying to solve it with 10 problems, for the new intelligent design, it is called natural. That's why I wrote natural. Okay.
Okay.
So what is intelligent? Okay. Oh wait.
Yeah, you just added there.
I never write. Okay.
Yeah, you had it.
There it is.
So my I think I did not write it. I did not make it. Oh, sorry, I did not make a slide.
Oh.
Okay.
Can you just tell us off the top of your head what your next point was?
Okay.
He's got sheets.
Assuming.
Okay.
Assuming that this is the things. Okay. 10 problems,
Uh-huh.
or more solution. And it is greater than 1.
Somebody using intelligence to be well prepared.
Well, because there could always be multiple solutions to a problem.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my discovery tells me intelligence works
Jesus Christ.
as an asymmetrical phenomenon, meaning this relationship, not symmetry, asymmetrical. 10 problems with more solutions. I call it intelligent. This is what we are seeing in nature, okay? So I call it problem.
He's not really showing us anything new.
No.
Okay. Sorry, problem, solution.
Okay.
So this one, call it solution.
Okay, so I get it.
Solution.
I understand that. It's there's
I
always
understand, okay.
there could always be more than one solution to a problem.
Okay, that is my new discovery. If you compare that definition of our intelligence today, you will see it covers all the definition of 71. Okay, the actual definition of intelligence based on the actual definition. This is the actual, correct, scientific, and experimented intelligence that could summarize the all 71 or more definitions of intelligence that we knew. And human being knew about intelligence until now. This is the correct. Okay, this is the only one. Intelligence is the principle. So when I say principle, I say it is a method. Okay, a method or a way. Okay, of reinforcing an X. So in other words, I'm trying to reinforce from 2 sheets. I use 4. I use 6. I use 8. I'm reinforcing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Until 9 sheets. So in other words, if you would like to use intelligence, you are going to use a principle or a method of reinforcing an X. In other words, you are going to reinforce the tissue paper to exist and to succeed in a certain degree of importance. The discovery tells me an agent who will use intelligence, he will always also use importance. It always acts on asymmetrical. In other words, when I say asymmetrical, I will show you again, like this, asymmetrical.
Yeah, I get it.
It's a phenomenon, okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I found. Okay, wait, and then after that I found, this is a convention, okay? I normally use a convention. Maybe I am wrong in here. Okay, the limit of range of intelligence. So forget intelligence quotient, because intelligence quotient is wrong. Okay, wrong. IQ. Okay, forget the way you calculate IQ. Okay.
Okay.
The correct intelligence quotient calculation. Okay. So this is how the new intelligent design, the whole phenomenon, in the whole natural world, the whole existence, whether it is universe, cell, angel, pointer, microphone, whatever. This is the one. This is complete.
This is your formula.
Maybe I'm wrong about the. This is the range.
Okay.
This is the limit of range of intelligence. Okay.
Is this?
Let's go.
Is this cited from somewhere, or is this? Did you think this part up?
Based on my experiment.
Okay.
based on reality.
So is this your experiment right here?
Findings.
These are the findings of the experimentation. Okay, all right.
This is my finding of experimentation, and based on.
So you'll have to understand, I'm very bad at math. Okay, I'm one of those stupid Americans who came up through the American education system, and the best I got was a C+ in math. So when you're going through these equations that you have here in front of us, you're gonna really have to dumb it down for somebody like me, and really get specific, okay? Because I might have to stop you a few times if you try to fly over my head.
Don't worry, Kingpin. I am dumber than you in math. So I like mathematics. Okay. I use this for, according to Einstein, discoveries in science must be always understandable to, I think, a 6th grade person.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Did you see one? Did you read one of his quotes? Okay, so I think this one is understandable. Okay, so if you are going to subdivide the whole existence, if you would like to categorize them based on the phenomena, based on intelligent and natural. In other words, it tells me that there is an intelligent process, natural process, and there is a dividing line. My discovery tells me that there is intelligence phenomenon, process, or intelligent X, and there's are also a non-intelligent or natural process. I call it natural process. They have a dividing line. Okay. So from here, one. Okay, this one I call it a symmetrical. Based on my discovery, yeah. Based on this, I've shown you a while ago about
your sheet of paper.
About this, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're tracking.
That
we're tracking.
10 divided by 10.
We're tracking. We're
okay.
tracking.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Okay, and then this one is I call natural event, natural process. I use another word, natural. Okay, for natural limit product, natural limit object, natural process. I just call it natural. Understand? I just don't memorize. From 1 to 1.49. That's why when Kingpin said to me that animals use intelligence, no. My discovery.
Okay, I'm gonna have to cut in, and I'm gonna have to say yes. Because it has been proven that they do. I mean, we've gone through this. There's no debate about that anymore. When you say no, I say sorry. Yes.
Yeah, Rick.
Because it's way beyond.
Even the Raven has problem-solving intelligence.
We live in Alaska here.
They can solve little puzzles.
Ravens who have found out how to open up mailboxes, steal food. They have over a 500-word vocabulary. Maybe they don't necessarily know the meanings of each one of those words, but with enough time given, they can learn these.
When they have food and they go to hide it, they'll fake hide it because they might think another Raven is watching them and then go hide it someplace else.
Using their intelligence. Even though it's an instinctual intelligence, it's still intelligence.
Okay, I understand EFA idea, and I also understand Kingpins. It's why we were taught incorrectly in science. I have told you that, remember, the one who said that they know intelligence, they were the one who said, I don't know intelligence. The word explanation is there, correct? Telling with the old explanation. And you have to change that.
Why?
It's the correct one.
Why do we have to change that?
Good question. A good question. Okay. I a while ago I told you that we have 71 definition of intelligence. Just people, our best scientists people, we call it smarts, best scientists,
Mm-hmm.
that thinkers, are the one who said that they don't know intelligence. They cannot nail it.
What do you mean that they do not know intelligence? They cannot nail it. I mean, that doesn't seem. I'm not sure I understand what you mean by that. Can you explain a little bit more in detail? I don't think it's
really that much up for debate either. I mean,
well, I'm really interested to know what you mean by scientists can't nail it. Do you mean to say that they don't know what intelligence is, or that they don't know how intelligence is manifested? What do you mean by that?
Are you saying that you have the true definition of what intelligence is?
Good question, Kingpin. Good question, AFA. Okay. So, if you are, I think you are new in this kind of topic. So, because I researched this for many years, I think I've been focusing myself in this kind of science topic. Okay. I just focus just on this topic. You are going to read many books about psychology, about intelligence, whatever, but has the meaning of intelligence. They were the one who said that although they made a definition of intelligence based according to them, they were honest to say that they don't know intelligence. And I understood it. The reason why they don't know about intelligence, because there are two reasons for that. I will give you the reason for that, but not today.
Why not?
I'll give you more time to ask me, okay? But I will give you the true reason why they failed. One reason actually is here. Give you here. When you have a problem and you have a solution, many people call you are intelligence. But in natural, no, it is not. Success is natural process. Success is natural. You will fail. But if you fail, you die. So in other words, this is one reason why the topic of intelligence is very hard. Plus, in addition, they use so the theory of evolution messed this topic more. Better that. Don't worry, I will give you more time. This one is very hard. I told you, I use 6 science books to do these things. I have 6 years to do these things every day. Sorry, I nail it. Yeah, I will explain it to you. Okay.
Question real quick.
You remind me of Donald Trump.
You say that you were busy in church, and that's so that's why we couldn't make the talk last week. So you go to church. So does your does all of this tie into God at some point?
AFA, one more please. Can you speak one more please? I didn't get you.
Oh, I was asking if all your work here ties into God at some point.
What do you mean? Can you rephrase?
You said that you go to church.
I go to the church.
Okay, so you believe in God.
I'm a Christian.
Okay, you're a Christian. Cool.
Okay. I believe in God.
So does all of this somehow tie into God at some point? Okay.
Intelligent agent. Are you asking me about intelligent agent?
I guess is that what you're saying? Is that God is the intelligent agent behind our reality?
Okay. So is that your question, AFA? Or is that your question?
That's the question.
Okay. I think that's I know the word. Yeah. Okay. So there's a strict science. Do you know? I don't know. Okay. Because in strict science, because there is something in science that we cannot test, we cannot show. For me as a scientist, I will never say you to know. I know it. No, I don't. But I can make what I call candidates. This marker a candidate, or candidate, or this my headphone is my candidate of intelligent agent. It's me free. I'm free to do that. Okay, so as a scientist, of course, I will never say I know it. You are going. If I'm going to push myself to the limit, I mean, if you are going to goes beyond that science, that the only one that I knew that to the category an intelligent agent is none other than Jesus Christ. Because remember this: when you intelligence also predicts an intelligent agent. This one predicts the agent of an intelligent agent. I will show you who. I will show you how it predicts it.
Okay.
But this topic predicts it. Okay. So for me, if you are going to ask me as a scientist, I will say no, I don't know, because I cannot test.
All right.
But if you are going to ask me as a Christian, I will tell you that I can make as a candidate is Jesus Christ. Okay, because the intelligent agent, that something that no other topic cannot compare.
Have you heard that Jesus Christ may not have actually even existed?
I don't think so. Remember, look, the definition of intelligence said, intelligence is the principle reinforcing an act to survive. We have survival. We have existence. We have universe. We have to succeed. You know, I mean, when you would like to succeed, when you would like to exist this marker, you will never use a dumb process. You will use intelligence, right? Based on my definition.
So yeah, reinforcing an X to survive. So am I to assume that X could be me? So it is the principle of reinforcing myself to survive, to exist, and to succeed in a certain degree of importance. And I always act in an asymmetrical phenomenon because I always know that I can come up with at least 2 solutions to a single problem. Now, I've seen this demonstrated in reality, in nature. So when a baby cries for mom to come and get milk, he may actually have other techniques for mom to come in and get milk. Yeah. Cooing, if he can't get to mom, he will learn how to crawl, things like that. See, there's multiple solutions to problems, and babies clearly use the principle of reinforcing X themselves to survive, exist, succeed in a certain degree of importance, because it is important to survive. It's very unintelligent to let yourself die, and it always acts in an asymmetrical phenomenon because babies can learn more solutions to multiple problems.
Babies have intelligence.
I'm using your own math. I'm using your own definition, and that's what I have to get you to realize is you've not discovered anything new. This is nothing new to me. I know all of this. You've just reworded it in a slightly different way to make it seem like, okay, I have new science. And it's all like, but that's just the same principle repeated in a slightly different way.
No, wait. Sorry to tell you, but your explanation was wrong. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but
all right. So you'll explain because how was I wrong? How was I wrong?
That is not how that is not how it's part of reality.
Okay.
Okay, first, the reality that you're saying is the reality of the baby in the mother. Okay, for example, the 1-year-old baby and a mother. Okay, intelligence here in my definition. You will also come up with, I call it.
Nice scanning ahead.
Wait.
This is why I got out of the Army. PowerPoint.
You must intelligence. You must have a principle. In other words, when an intelligent agent uses intelligence, the principle of symmetry, the principle of reinforcement, you'll be using the principle important applied knowledge. You'll be using the principle of determinism. You'll be using the principle of existence, survival, success in life, principle of success or independence. That mostly this principle of intelligence, you will be using your mind. You will be using your mind.
Yes.
But a 1-year-old baby, they never use mind to think.
Yes, he is using his mind. That's how he makes that. Because if he didn't have a mind, he wouldn't be able to make those choices, to make those determinations that is based on his survival. Come on, man! It's your own stuff. You can't say no. I'm not. The baby has a mind.
Wait, Kingpin. I understand that the baby has a mind. The cockroach.
And the baby's using it.
The crow. What should I say? The crow.
Ravens.
The raven. I forget. Yeah. The raven also has a mind. It probably has the mind. The snake has a mind. Right?
Yeah.
But really, you need to remember that they are also used.
Use it throughout the day.
Instinct. Human being can use both. They can use instinct. They can use intelligence.
So you have animals.
That's why,
I mean, it doesn't take instinct for an animal to decide if it wants to walk left or walk right. That's simple intelligence.
That's the way we're taught. But that's the way we're taught based on the reality that was wrong.
Okay, all right.
Because the one who normally said that, you know why it was wrong? Because you are using the word intelligence in the old. The one who made the old definition of intelligence, they were the one who said that they didn't know intelligence. I repeat, you are using the word intelligence to the 1-year-old baby on the old definition of intelligence, but the one who made that old definition of intelligence, they were the one who said that they don't know intelligence. They cannot nail it because the intelligence is a very hard topic. So in other words, wrong basis of the definition of intelligence, apply it to reality, and reality, you cannot explain reality. You will be explaining reality based on their error. The old definition. That's why it's a mess. Remember, we have 71 definitions of one word. One word with 71 definition. How many definitions do we have?
Yeah, but we use words very differently than where you're trying to pigeonhole it into one definition. Words don't have one definition. They have several different uses, and that's why they expand the definition when they use those words.
It's also how
vocabulary you may actually have your own definition of it, which is just fine, but that doesn't discredit all the other definitions of intelligence in what we notice intelligence to be. Yeah. So simply because you've discovered a certain new way of describing what you would consider intelligence, that doesn't make all the rest of this null and void.
That we are talking about science. We're talking religion here. In religion, probably you can use many definitions of one word. Definition of God, you can use anything you like. And it must be testable. I mean, it must be in reality. And the people, the scientists, the best thinkers, the best mind of the people who are using or who are defining intelligence, you were the one who said, "No, I don't know intelligence." When you use their definition that they didn't know, you're wrong in using that through reality. That's the reason why in science you must be specific. Experiment. You must have this kind of things. You can test it. You can clarify it. You can falsify it. You can falsify it. The one they made are not falsifiable because the one is I don't know. What the reason why I need to use this one, because if this one is wrong, some falsify it in that is science. right? So, but the one that they cannot falsify is the one that they cannot falsify is this, the natural, the one, probability one, because one is always in science, in mathematics, we call it natural probability, and this is the limit. When you fail and when you have a successful, you have this 0.1 is failure, 0.8 is failure. When you got one, your success. Not intelligence. It's just only natural. I have shown you here. When you have 10 solutions to 10 problems, you're successful. Intelligent. It's only part of natural, because this is natural probability. When a river flows to the right, it flows to the right. It's successful, natural.
But the river isn't sentient.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem is we're talking about sentience here, right? I mean, let's be realistic about what we're speaking of. I mean, you're thinking, rivers are natural. That's just instinctual. Well, no, rivers don't have instincts. They,
right.
they flow. So humans, animals, sentient beings have instincts that would indicate a certain level of intelligence.
Yeah.
And they came about by natural processes, but we continue to use them to these days. Even little trilobites back in the day had intelligence.
Yeah.
Worms have a certain degree of intelligence.
I understand. I understand you very well. You are going to apply this one an X.
Okay.
Maybe your X is river. You never use river for instinct. Never use instinct.
No.
It's intelligent. It use a natural process, and we normally use that. We have already natural probability in mathematics.
Okay.
So this one is that's why my experiment tells me that this one is correct. Until one.
Okay.
Natural process. It's like an instinct, because, for example, the raven may drop the chestnut for the car. The tire could smash it, and the raven could eat the chestnut.
Mm-hmm.
The old explanation is that raven use intelligence. No, they are only using instinct. In my limit.
But that's problem solving intelligence. For them to
I said, but it is not. But it is not one. It is 1.49. I mean, it's above one.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence. It never. It is above one, right?
Okay.
Above one. This one is intelligence. You have 1.5 intelligent probability. In other words, if you have a three solutions to a problem, you are intelligence.
Ravens are even smarter than that. I mean, they've documented ravens running obstacle courses and mazes to get to a food object at the end of the maze for a reward, and they can and they've had them do it backwards.
Just like any intelligent being using their instincts to try to get to to navigate the maze to get to the food. They are going to go through a process where they fail, but then they come up with a solution to the problem. It may be navigating the maze successfully, going in and out of the little curves and everything. But here's the other problem. Maybe the raven figures out, I don't need to go through this fucking maze. I could just fly above it. Yeah. And there you go. You've now discovered two solutions to a problem that a raven could easily do. Now, do you have trial and error where I dropped my iPhone in the middle of the road, you run out to go, or a better example of this is a kid running after a ball in the middle of the road. Yeah, that was an intelligent thing to do, but the intelligence was still there to make a decision to run out in the middle of the road. See, it's the same thing. You're not...
Well, no, as I have told you again, that was the old explanation.
No, that's a real time.
And that's a definition that we still use to this day, and it's correct because our experimentations have indeed shown it to be true.
And that you can do that in real time. It's not that old. It's current.
I will repeat it again.
Okay.
All right.
When you use the word intelligent, especially when you never use my definition of intelligent.
What exactly?
Obviously.
What exactly verbatim is your definition of intelligence?
It was the one that he went previously to. Yeah. Go ahead and go back real quick again.
That's
his definition. That's supposed to be the real definition of intelligence. Yes. I understand.
This is the correct.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So when you explain to me that the ravens that are using intelligence, simply using I understand it. Don't worry, I understand it because this was we were taught in school.
Here's an experiment that might actually work a little bit better. So instead of showing us like an egg drop experiment, something that seems just a little too, I mean, forgive me because I'm a layman, okay, and it seems a little too complicated on me. Let's give me an example of something intelligent that you would do.
Oh, nice question. Okay. I normally use this example so that for all of us to understand.
Yeah, exactly. So use your definition.
Assuming.
Yeah, to explain.
Okay, assuming assuming that this is a satellite. Okay.
Okay.
This, can you see the marker?
Yeah.
Marker is JPL satellite or NASA satellite. Okay. Assuming satellite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The natural process. I will tell you the natural process. Okay, the natural phenomenon. Said, I'm going to make an X, and this X, and this X satellite.
X is the satellite.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna make it
so a natural process or a natural agent, not intelligent agent. This marker can be called satellite. This pointer can be called satellite. I don't care. This is my satellite.
Okay.
It can be a satellite. You don't care. The Sputnik is satellite. When Russia made a satellite, the Sputnik, no problem. So, but it doesn't care if the satellite will be destroyed or not. I don't care. Just put it there and just put it in space and satellite. Are going to use an intelligent agent satellite. They were going to use this definition. Okay, this is a satellite. Okay, intelligence is the principle. The intelligent agent, IA, the intelligent agent will going to use as a principle or method of reinforcing an X. Now they will reinforce the satellite.
They will maintain it
to survive, to exist. They must sure that this one will survive in space.
Okay.
It must exist.
I'm following.
so
Importance. Okay, importance. Okay. So an intelligent agent is going to make a satellite. He always sure to it that this satellite is important to that agent. A certain degree of importance. That's why in my discovery, intelligence always goes with this one is intelligent, this one is important. You will never have intelligence if you have no importance. You will have no importance if you have no intelligence. Okay? And it certain degree of importance, and it always acts on a symmetrical phenomenon. When I say symmetrical, you must have one problem. This one is X, this one is problem. And this one will going to face more problem. You will have more solution. Your problem is satellite. So you must make sure that the satellite will survive, will exist, will succeed. Now,
okay.
Intelligence said here, agent will go into support the satellite with only 1.5 support. this satellite is intelligent, intelligent.
Okay.
But the perfect intelligence, according to my discovery, is 3. The intelligent agent, we're going to make first, for example, we are going to make the best alloy, best camera, protection for the camera. Maybe 3. 3 is enough for me, for intelligence. But remember, according to my discovery, there is also what we call principle of importance. It's greater than 3. When you support this satellite with more than 3, an intelligent agent is assuming, is making this X, the satellite, is important to them. If you support this with more than 3, you are not using intelligence now. You are using now importance. Using your effort to make this release, this X survive.
Okay, so I've got all that. That was a perfect explanation. I really appreciate that. It was good. So let me just make one. Let's just clarify. So X cannot be yourself. You cannot be X as a mode of self-importance and a mode of success. Correct? So it's got to be external from yourself. Is that what I'm understanding?
Well, that's the new for me. I think no, because if you would like yourself to survive, if you would like to survive, you are going to do the same. Because you are using the same principle. I think no problem. Because you are going to make yourself survive. You are an intelligent agent. You are an X.
You're not telling us.
Because X is anything.
You understand. I just explained that to you, and then you just confirmed what I said. Just like we went with the Raven, right? So the Raven X itself, it's reinforcing X itself to survive and exist and to succeed to a certain degree of importance. Okay? Would you not agree that just simply being to maintain your life would be a certain degree of importance? I mean, that's a very important thing to do. Self-preservation. Self-preservation to me would indicate intelligence. So if you're using yourself as X, which you just admitted that you could, then the Raven is showing intelligence.
No, that's the big difference.
All right.
Big difference. That's the big difference. Okay.
How is it different? Is it because it's an animal and humans are above that, or?
I just used the exact same words. Okay, go ahead.
Well, no, wait. You need to remember that the Raven, not only ravens, you're going to see a lot of many birds are making their nest. They can make their nest. Many birds are making their nest inside a tree, inside trying to make a hole. Using intelligence? No. That's why the English language is very good, because we are using the word instinct. That's an instinct. Because remember this. I have told you that when an intelligent agent uses intelligence, you must have the principle of knowledge. You must have importance. You must have reinforcement. You must have asymmetry. You must have success independence. You must have this principle. I will discuss you later. And can do that. An intelligent human and probably God, but not in the animals.
But there are certain.
Okay, all right.
But animals don't use this principle of intelligence.
Well, yeah, they do.
There are certain levels, certain degrees of intelligence. That's why there's no one definition to rule them all on the word intelligence. I mean, have you ever looked at a simple dictionary? I mean, there's multiple definitions.
Well, remember, he said that this is an incorrect definition. These definitions are incorrect, and that he has one that encompasses
on what
all.
authority then? I mean, if you can't get people to back your claims, I mean.
Now, chimpanzees in the wild, orangutans, they have all shown a level of intelligence, and might I add, there's a little bit of evidence now for possible kind of rituals that I think what it was apes in the wild have been performing when it comes to trees. It's almost spiritual in a sense. You know what I mean by that? So again, every time I bring up ravens or I bring up animals, they most indeed are showing everything in your diagram that you have up there. Everything. They show those principles.
They exhibit all of
so
that.
You are actually still making our case for us, even with your own definition, that yes, intelligence, it extends to sentient beings. An animal is intelligent. It is. I mean, there's plenty of examples of it. But again, tell us why we're wrong.
Kingpin and FA, please understand. Ever read the book of Richard Dawkins about the climbing Mount Improbable?
Yep. Yeah. I have read that. Yeah. Richard Dawkins, obviously one of my favorite authors.
Okay. Did you discuss in that book about design and designoid?
Right. Okay. Go ahead. Continue.
So if you are going to use his idea,
okay.
Now, this one, Raven, never use intelligent. Maybe they are this intelligenoid. Maybe they don't use intelligence. They are just like intelligenoid. It is a mimicry. I call it a mimicry of intelligence, but not intelligence.
What about dolphins? Dolphins are the second smartest creatures on the planet.
You see, this one is how I discover it. It's no problem, but this is how I discovered it.
Okay.
This is how reality,
Dolphins
based on the new intelligent design.
That far off.
If you are going to use the terminology of Richard Dawkins, maybe I need to use today. I call it intelligenoid. Birds are intelligenoid. Or intelligent equal instinct.
Oh, okay.
A hint. Okay.
Richard
So the same way he used. Yeah, the same way he used designoid. Okay. So that's why I think I'm right in the science, because I have an experiment, I have a classification, and I have also simple math, and they could. That's good for science, because people will think, they will falsify it. No problem. That's science actually. They can falsify it, or they can revise it and make it better.
Mm-hmm.
Or that is what is the new intelligent design. Okay, but remember this. Apply this to reality, especially in biology. You will conclude wrong. That is the point of that. Okay.
Okay.
You see, seen the mountain, the book of Richard Dawkins, climbing Mount Improbable. He used this. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used this. He used this one. In other words, nature mimics intelligence. Nature mimic design. He called it designoid. You see, this rocks.
But it's definitely not intelligence as you're defining it. If you've ever read Richard Dawkins, he's all like, yeah, it's intelligent, just not in the sense that there is something directly guiding everything. This is kind of almost like a chance thing. You know what I mean? Richard puts it in much more eloquent terms than I ever possibly could. But that's not what he meant by intelligence. I know where Richard Dawkins was going with that. So you have President. Well, I have seen that picture before too, by the way.
Yeah. It can simply just
actually,
matrix, and people want to.
Yeah,
people see familiar shapes in objects all the time.
That is the problem of our human understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever we see something that looks like design, we call it design. Intelligent, but whether it is intelligent. I mean, that's the reason why we don't know how to classify. Okay, doesn't know how to use intelligence, because he was using the old definition of intelligence just was wrong. I am a late newcomer. He wrote his book. He wrote this book So this book before I published my book. So that's why he was using a wrong basis. Wait, I'm trying to.
There you
go. Okay, and then this intelligence mess. The mass intelligence. Okay. Well, I will discuss the. Okay. I have told you when you use intelligence, the new one, and you apply that to your reality, especially in biology, that evolution is wrong. It must be replaced.
Oh, okay. You've got a lot of convincing to do on that end if you're going to make that claim. So fire away.
Okay.
Here we go. Evolution.
Right, let me drink.
Yeah.
Let me drink. Okay.
Yeah, go for it, man. Take a swig.
What do you got? You got some tea going on there? What do you like to drink? What do you got? Tea?
What? No, I have water.
Water.
Oh, okay.
You're racist. You just think all Asians drink tea all the time.
No,
you jerk.
That's not what I meant. I was just like, maybe he has some tea. All right, I mean, just rock star here.
Okay.
All right, so you got the experiment. Go ahead.
So, once you discover intelligence, the correct intelligence, and you apply that to reality, especially in physics and religion and management and education, you will see that the world are different and are so clear when you use intelligence. Now when you're intelligent, the world is very blurred to us. It's very unclear. Solve mysteries in physics, especially in cosmology, because we never use intelligence. I'm going to give you a simple glimpse, a simple idea of the biology for intelligent design. Also discuss to you physics and astronomy, and I can also discuss to you quantum mechanics, because if you use intelligence in quantum mechanics, you will know. You will see, we were wrong. Bro, that's why I have 6 science books divided in different topics. Once you understand this, once you understand intelligence, especially this limit, you will know that technology is wrong. We can probably derive the theory. We can also probably derive. We can explain about the bending of light and the gravity, and we could also probably understand the double slits. But for now, I'm going to talk to you about biology. Okay. So I told you I am a scientist.
Yeah.
I will never write a book because we will be asking me experiment to go to the outside, to the natural world, and make an experiment. And I made an experiment for biology. Okay, this is an experiment I have made. So I said the new explanation for biological war, I call it the biological interrelation. Okay, the big difference for this biological interrelation is the different parties in nature involving in the origin and change of all organisms with time for the preservation of life governed by natural mechanism for interrelation result in variation of those organisms and originates speciation and eventually the variety of life form we see on Earth. You are going to I'm going to make a summarization. Biological interrelation is a change with time, with intelligence.
With intelligence.
Theory of evolution. When started the theory of evolution, when he wrote in 1856 or I think 1859, his book, he never used intelligence. He did not know that. Write a science book, reality, based of non-intelligence. He doesn't use intelligence. But once you discover intelligence and you apply that to reality, you will have a basis. I mean, this one is the biological interrelation. It uses intelligence. This one is the theory of evolution. It never used intelligence models. Okay. To make shorter, the definition of evolution is a change with time. Okay, the biological interrelation definition is interaction or changes with time, but with intelligence. You must use intelligence. Okay. Biological interrelation uses intelligence as basis, while the theory of evolution uses non-intelligence. The reason why the biological interrelation than the theory of evolution, because the biological interrelation uses intelligence, and intelligence talks about life. You can categorize life. When you use the word life, you can use cell. It could categorize cell if it's designed or not, because bits or biological interrelation uses the intelligence. It could explain that. It can explain that. Sure. The biological interrelation can categorize process because it uses intelligent design. The theory of evolution, no. And cause and effect, there's theory is nothing else. Okay, that theory of evolution has no especially of the universe, but bits uses intelligence, so it's good easily. Okay, and especially the biological interrelation uses intelligence. So if you are going to compare the two, biological interrelation, newer, bigger explanation to biology. I'm going to share to you. Yeah, any question?
I'm sorry. This is you're jumping around way too much here. So I'm not understanding this. You may need to go back to the beginning and start all over, because you seem to be there's a lot of terminology here that you're using, TOE and bits, that don't seem to exactly jive with me. So let's go back here.
No,
what does the TOE mean? Can you go back to how you lined it up?
Theory of evolution.
The theory of evolution. Okay,
This
all
one-
right. So you're yeah.
Theory
All
of
right.
evolution.
So
We-
all right.
We don't want to use that.
Did he explain that earlier? Or he just threw it out there.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I may have missed that because maybe that's what my big hang up
Yeah,
is
just
on
a little.
all of that.
Just a little.
Yeah, it kind of went over my head. So
We are tired.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It just seems very incoherent to me. It seems kind of like slapped together, and I'm not getting a whole the whole picture here. Hang on just a second. Could you give me just a second? I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Come here, animal. It's my cat, by the way.
Oh, that's good. How about you, AFA?
Huh? What was that?
How about you? Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm just
No problem.
yeah, just listening.
So, well, as I have told you, that my new discovery are new.
Uh-huh.
These discoveries are new.
Have you thought about submitting this definition of intelligence to like a dictionary or something? You know, like Webster Merriam or something, and maybe they could slap it in there. And,
No, I did not. Not yet.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Maybe.
who knows? Maybe they'll think that's a good idea. I mean, they're. I understand what you're trying to say with your definition of intelligence, but it's like it really doesn't seem like it's changing much, because as long as there's 71 different definitions of intelligence, you can apply those to different scenarios at any given time. And it's not just
Yeah.
that the old way. I mean, it's maybe you just need to submit your definition to a dictionary or something and see if you can get that added and just be part of the, just get on board with it. It's just, it sounds like you're trying to it sounds like you're trying to do away with every definition and known term and familiar use of the word intelligence and just be like, this is the true definition of it, and there's no other way. And to be honest, I can see the correlation between that kind of thinking and how religions go and stuff like that, because quite often different sects of religion are our way is the true way to get to heaven, and there ain't no other way to get there. So it maybe you should.
Well,
that's what I would do. Is I would take my definition and I would go give it to Webster Merriam or something and be like, does this make enough sense? Can we add that to the definition of intelligence?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I had to do that. Okay.
Maybe.
I'm doing it alone right now. So
but
as I've told you, I am.
But at that point, it's just an English lesson, and I mean,
I guess my biggest problem I'm having here is that it seems like it's not correlating with what we actually know about the natural processes of life here on Earth with regards to intelligent sentient beings. It seems like this is you spending time focusing on this subject a little too hard. Maybe you're a little too close to it. Do you understand where I'm going with that? Like maybe you're just outthinking yourself?
Can I answer?
Yeah. Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Well, for me, as I've told you, that you and me, we are trying to understand reality. We're trying to understand the Earth. When we are trying to understand about our life, since I'm a Christian, I have a big responsibility for me to check if God is correct or not. I'm a father. I have the responsibility as a father to explain to my children about reality. Or that's the reason why I have in solving the problem of intelligence. The reason why it is not intelligence that I'm trying to solve. Okay, I'm trying to solve if there is a dividing line between intelligence and non-intelligence, a categorization, classification of all acts, of all processes, in taxonomy. Why we need to use classification? We would like to explain reality.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to explain reality in biology, taxonomy, we classify. There's a kingdom Animalia, and then we have a species, right? So we subdivide this thing, and we understand biology. But how about the X in the universe? How about the Earth? Can we classify these things? How about the process? We need to make a classification. So the reason why I am trying to solve this problem through intelligence, because our scientists can use classification, categorization. We can classify the intelligence to intelligence, the dumb person to a non-dumb person. We can classify a lazy person to non-lazy person. The same approach. So this one actually is not only the topic of intelligence. It only opens itself in the process of categorization.
I see. So yeah, I see. I understood that. You're really just trying to classify it the same way. So you see this 71 different definitions of intelligence, and now you're trying to classify these forms of intelligence, trying to solve the problem, but simplify it at the same time. I get where you're going with it. I understand.
And once we discovered this classification process or method, and we apply that to reality, I've told you the reality is biology, the reality is cosmology, astronomy,
cosmology,
quantum mechanics. The reality is physics.
Cosmology.
When we use that in reality, in our science, we can we will see, we could surely see that science are different. I mean, especially I told you biology. When we use that classification of X, of all X in the entire universe, we use that application to biology, that evolution is wrong. We can change it.
You say evolution is wrong, and I know you were going to get to that point just before I had to sneak out the door.
Yeah. Okay.
But you say evolution is wrong. How is evolution wrong? What are they wrong about? Or what is the theory of evolution as we know it today? What is it wrong about, and what is the correct answer? So please.
Okay,
there it goes. Experiment for biology.
Okay, this one. Okay, biology. I use. Okay.
The Radish experiment.
So, before I talk the new one. Okay.
Okay.
So the definition of evolution. Evolution is the frequency population.
Basically, speciation over time. Yeah.
Or let's make a change in the population. So this one is 2. Population. How many population do you have to make it population? 1. Individual is not population, right? 2 is 2 above are probably population, or 20. But I don't have to do that. I can comparison. I use 2. So I put this one to radish. I put 1 radish to an open sunlight, 1 radish to the closet. Okay.
Yeah, we did this in 6.
So I put the other one. I put this one to the closet. I put this one to the sunlight. Okay. So I never give water in this one. I use water to this one. I just try to understand reality based on this simple experiment. Okay. And I try to measure it every day. Go to that, measure it every day, and take a picture and see what's happening to the needles. Okay, just simple experiment. Okay, for school children.
Yeah.
Okay, you see the difference. In other words, it shows it's correct. It's changing. This hourly change. This hourly change. Getting bigger. It changed, right? Just simple definition of change of evolution is correct. But the problem here, if you're going to, okay, this one another picture for the 2. Okay. If you're going to, in my experiment, this is like evolution to the plant. Life is intelligent design. You are going to use this experiment. Actually, one that you put inside the closet, it is looking for light. So in other words, the radish is trying to protect its life. I never give water. I never give sunlight. This one, it's trying to live. It's trying to protect its life. It cannot live because he will die. Word. If you are going to understand it, why this radish plant must protect its life? Because when you use the word protection, like, remember,
go back here.
Intelligence is the principle of reinforcement and act to survive to exist. And why must life must succeed, must exist? Think about that.
Because it's important to live.
Okay.
So even plants.
So the conclusion is So the plant may because I know intelligence, so I think that it's probably intelligent design, because it is trying to exist. It has a goal. So the second conclusion I made is inside mechanism work. In other words, when I try.
Well, you do know that plants evolve over time. That they develop poisons, they develop thorns, their weaknesses. Some can live on very little sunlight when they actually do need it. Photosynthesis. There are plants on the bottom of the ocean that survive without sunlight, that adapt to their environment and then speciate over time. That's the theory of evolution right there.
Evolution takes a lot longer than just a small little 5-day
speciation adaptation. And you know what? They're doing what is called it's intelligence. Yes, it's intelligence for the species, because they got plenty of opportunity. Look, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. And as soon as they get it going, oh, look at that. We're starting to, they can figure out solutions to surviving longer, right? And they find multiple solutions to problems. Where roses don't, they need quite a bit of water, but they have thorns to protect themselves, and they have other, I mean, it's that you're right. You're explaining evolution as evolution should be explained, but then you're attributing it to your own form of intelligence. So it seems like the same stuff over and over again to me.
No, it is not.
Okay.
Because the way evolution, first you need to understand that evolution has its own, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why the Dover trial, the reason why the intelligent design proponents in the Dover trial did not win, because there is no such kind of thing as intelligence in science.
Well, no,
our science
I think they lost because they're basically well, here's our religious mumbo jumbo versus listen, here is a sound scientific theory that has gone through experimentation, has gone through the research, who can make predictions. All right, this is sound science that they have used over and over and over again, and they have done some short-term experiments to show that if given enough time, things change. You'll remember with certain bacteria who developed 2 tails instead of 1, but you put it back in the wild, they adapt to the environment that they're supposed to adapt to. So, again, it doesn't seem like it's being guided at all, except for the natural conditions that you find.
If you are going to see my experiment, the radish plant is life, meaning who made the life of radish. And when a radish plant is trying to protect something, you see in our normal way of understanding things, we could conclude that the radish life is intelligent design. I mean, it has a goal of
Yeah,
So
its goal is survival. That's self-preservation. That's just a natural.
right.
Again,
So
you've labeled it before. Those are natural instincts, but they're born natural instincts which are of intelligence, right? So you're still not explaining how they're intelligently designed. Simply because they have intelligence
wait,
does
wait.
not mean that they are guided by intelligence.
No, you need to understand that the Radish thing to live never create its own life. Never make its own life. Somebody gives life to a radish. I'm talking about life of the radish. I'm not talking about the radish. Okay.
Okay.
But when a radish acts, it acts. But before that, so when a life is intelligent design, predicts that there's an intelligent agent, right? So whether the intelligent agent is a rock or a stone or whatever.
Like you're the intelligent agent acting
But
upon the radish.
but
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
but in
you
my
are the intelligent agent acting upon the radish.
Yeah, I
all
mean,
right?
radishes
So,
don't just like.
I mean, I understand that's where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Well, you know, so an intelligent designer had to create it. Well, then I can easily go into this infinite regression and say, well, what created the intelligent designer?
but before that, before we answer that question,
Right.
it's what we're seeing in nature, based on what we see in nature in biology. This one is simple. This one is very simple experiment that anybody can reproduce, anybody can repeat.
Yeah, but simply because we copy things that we see from nature, and there's certain intelligence that comes from nature, does not mean that nature is in fact created intelligently. You have to prove that there is an intelligence first before you can infer that there is an intelligent agent who is dictating these things. See, that's the problem with this.
No,
we can sit here and we can talk about, okay, well, you know, it had to be created by an intelligence because it's self-preservation. It's trying to get to the light, and it's all like, well, but that's just what we see naturally occur. That, you know, self-preservation is a good thing. Dying is a bad thing. That is what we normally see. That's nature. That's just what it's all about, right? So I don't see how you're getting an intelligent agent from the natural process of survival is good.
What I said is about life. Okay, I never said I have a conclusion here. I said first life. Okay. Based on experiment. Based on our intuitive understanding of reality. When you treat a radish plant, the radish plant is protecting its life. So in other words, it is obvious that we can see it. That's why I wrote it. Light was important to the plant. So maybe the light is intelligent design because I already understand intelligence. I already know intelligence. I already discovered this thing.
Sunlight is
intelligence
for all
to
of us. If the sun went away for some reason, we would all die, including us, very slowly.
So yeah, I mean, yeah. So like the sun is important to all of us. If the sun goes out, we're obviously going to die.
All of us.
So from this, you would probably naturally conclude that
it just happens quicker to
the sun was intelligently designed. But we don't know that because we don't have any evidence to suggest that there is an intelligence outside of what is inside sentient beings, right?
No, because you don't know about intelligence. You are saying that, Kingpin, because you don't know about intelligence. That's the reason why you said there is not.
Well, I feel like I do know about intelligence, though. See, you're talking to me as if I'm not intelligent.
Denying an outside intelligence.
No.
I mean, I would hope you're not. I would hope you're not saying that I'm unintelligent, and that you're only saying that. Because I feel like I do know about intelligence, and I'll tell you why. Is because I'm intelligent. I'm here talking to you. You and I are giving a back and forth. So I have a really good idea about what intelligence is, and I do know what intelligence is. Simply because it doesn't fit in with your definition does not mean I'm any less wrong. I mean, you may have a correct definition as well, but you know, I do know about intelligence and how we as a species use our intelligence.
Yeah. And like I said before, man,
Do you,
if you think
baby Kingpin, you are only knowledgeable.
Well,
You know,
isn't
because what?
so knowledge doesn't correlate with intelligence? I mean,
Different.
okay.
Okay, because first I know that you are using the word intelligence in the old definition. I understand it. I understand it, and that's why you will conclude also any explanation based on the old based on the old explanation. I understand it, but I will repeat it again. But the one who made the old definition, they were the one who said that they don't know intelligence. When they were the one who said they don't know about intelligence, they cannot nail it. So if you use that as basis, that's why if we never use, I have told you again, we never use the word. You must first know what it's used through experiment.
Okay.
The word intelligent, I always use this definition because that's what I found in my experiment. Said that there's no intelligent agent. I understand it.
It looks a lot like something you know, similar to the Kalam cosmological argument almost in a way. I mean, it just seems like, you know, you're jumping from one conclusion to the other without really filling in the middle there. It seems like, okay, I've got this, here's this, conclusion is this, and it's not exactly that clear cut, like you said. You know, when it comes to the radishes and everything, okay, so they're trying to get light, so they obviously living to them is important, therefore they were intelligently designed. And it's all like, well, wait a second, how do you know they're intelligently designed simply on the fact that they're going to try to find more light? That just seems like self-preservation to me.
Because I know that they were intelligent design because I know the definition of intelligence.
Okay, well,
as I have told you,
listen,
I have told you that before I go to biology, I first to clear what is the meaning of intelligence, and I told you, I explained to you that I know already the classification between non-intelligence to intelligence.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Well,
in other words, before I go to war, I already prepared myself for a battle. Like that. Before I talk about intelligence in biology, I already know what is intelligence. When I say that life is important to the plant and life is intelligent design, included this thing in my observation because I know already through my science, through experiment, that intelligence is what that is what intelligence. Let me share my result. Okay, you can. I know that you will not accept it, but let me share. Okay, my experiment. Okay, the second result conclusion from my experiment is that there is an inside mechanism works. So in other words, when the plant is trying to protect its life, there is an inside mechanism. Inside mechanism on that time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And number 3, mechanism work. Outside mechanism a problem. The effect of nature is pressing. The lack of sunlight, the lack of water, are the mechanism that affect the life of a product in my experiment. Okay. Number 4, light was a part of a collective nature. So in my simple experiment, I concluded that this plant has life. Then if we define the word nature, we can also include in the definition of nature the of any living organism. And then number 5, interrelation agent. Interrelation agent. Me as one agent who had changed the fate of 2 radishes. So I am the one of 2 radishes. I called myself intelligent iteration agent.
You know, just because you could change the nature of a radish does not mean that there's intelligent design in the universe or in our natural processes. Okay, you have just proven that you can change the nature of the radish by depriving it of sunlight. And you've only proven that the radish is intelligent enough with instincts to seek out life so it does not die. Now, there are certain mechanisms within that radish that allows it to survive beyond the extents of water and sunlight, but eventually they're going to die if you continue to deprive it of water and deprive it of sunlight. That's not intelligence. That's just you killing a radish. I mean, you know, this is my problem with this whole thing is that was you. You can't draw a conclusion, well, intelligent design because I killed a radish.
I never said intelligent agent. I said interrelation.
Oh, interrelation. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Interrelation. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This one is too small.
Sorry. Thank you for letting me go on my rant on that one. I'm sorry. All right, interrelation. Go ahead.
Agent. I never. Okay. Interrelation agent. Okay. And number 6, before protecting reproduction, protect them first. For the radish plant trying to protect its reproduction system, the radish plant first is trying to protect its life. Okay, move to get away from danger or hide from danger, or virus. They simply will die. So that's what I found. It can't move. Okay, just before it evolves, it will die first. So that is because now I applied it to evolution. Because they cannot move, they cannot move. They will die or they will live.
They're less complex creatures than we are. Thus exhibiting
evolution and plant
signs of intelligence.
Surrounding with time to live. Life is intelligent. So based on my experiment, because the plants cannot move when you thread it to protect itself. So before they will die, they cannot evolve. In other words, if you are going to use that simple experiment, you will simply conclude that there will be no evolution in plants. You will have more time.
Well,
but you can have depth, you are going to die.
Some of those plants could survive for an extended period of time, allowing them to develop the ability to need less light, less water.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the part of the process that they, okay, we failed on this. We're going to continue the process. We're going to keep trying until we find a solution, and maybe they need to find a second solution to other problems that may come up. So they are quite asymmetrical in your experiment there too as well. Thing is stretching out for sunlight. I mean, that's one solution to the problem. The other is to develop a resistance to the fact that you're not getting as much water. Maybe it has a storage system within its roots and soil.
Like cacti.
But experiment tells me they are going to acquire that traits or that inheritable traits from their parent, so they cannot evolve. What you will like, what you are trying to what you are trying to assume is that the plants will going to have more time to evolve before they will die. That the new trait to the offspring. It tells me that before they will make a reproduction, before they can acquire new traits, that evolve. That's the reason why in my experiment tells me. Plus, there is no evolution because there is no time frame. It's such limited time frame for a plant to do that.
No.
That's what I found. That's what I found. Okay.
What's the time frame?
That's what
I'm sorry. What's the time frame you're referring to? How long is this time frame you're talking about?
I mean, the time frame of once the radish plant was become a radish plant, and the
okay, well, yeah.
the lifespan of the radish plant, okay, of the radish plant. Because, for example, if the lifespan of the radish plant has 2 years,
you know that changes come through mutations in the DNA of every plant and creature on the planet.
Yeah,
you know,
see,
that's
and
how different creatures and plants evolve.
They've done
over
experiments.
time.
They've done experiments with this, where you can see certain insects that evolve very fast over a short period of time. So, if they evolve fast over a short period of time, as fruit flies have been proven to do, this has been proven. It's pretty much irrefutable at this point. That given enough time over the course of, say, hundreds, thousands, millions of years, that speciation takes place. There is plenty of time for this
process. I mean, there are fish off the coast of Australia now that are developing feet and walking on the ocean floor.
Yeah,
their fins are turning into feet.
And we also see the migration of certain invasive species here in Alaska. I forget the name of these species, but they're just big like globs of jelly that go around the bottom of the ocean in the area, and just like they attack. They're nasty little creatures, but they're starting to migrate up here, and they're starting to change. So when we talk about these things, there's plenty of time for these guys to change. When we ask you what your timeline is, I'm guessing you're around the 1,000-year mark, or do how old do you think the Earth is? Just out of curiosity.
The Earth is young.
How young? Give me an estimate.
Probably 6,000 years.
Okay.
God damn, this is real life.
Okay.
Kingpin, we will discuss more. I will give you more time to discuss in your channel, and I will explain to you why. Why? Because intelligence will rule existence. Intelligence, you will know why. I understand it. I told you. I told you that when you use intelligence, you will change the world. That's the reason why in my book I said the new intelligent design scientific world upside down. It will change it. I understand it. I understand it because the old definition and wrong definition of intelligence. I understand it.
Can I ask you a question?
I fully understand it.
Can I ask you a question?
IFA.
What's your citation for how young you believe the planet is?
What planet? The Earth?
Yes. What?
Probably 6,000 years.
Yeah. I'm asking. Why do you think that? What led you to believe that?
Oh, I will use intelligence. Okay, let's go back to intelligence. Okay, let's.
All I want to know is why do you believe the planet is about 6,000 years old?
I will get. I've written in my science book about the evidence for a young Earth about science, but here in our discussion, I will use your intelligence.
But this is a simple question.
But we're having a discussion. We can go on a few different topics if we can. I appreciate your presentation.
Yeah,
it looks really good, and I'm learning a lot from you. But we kind of want a feeling here. You said about 6,000 years, and I have to agree with my colleague here. I want to know what your citation is for why you believe the Earth is only about 6,000 years old. Is it only the Bible, or do you feel like you have other resources that confirm that?
First, I told you I discovered intelligence. Okay. And when an agent uses intelligence, wait, what's here?
Okay.
4, the principle of simultaneity. So in my science book, I explained to that whenever an agent, he will always make fast, quick. So what's when an intelligent agent like to make an act to make it quicker, faster? So non-intelligence can make it longer. I understand it.
Well, see, but that's the problem that I'm having, is that there's overwhelming evidence against your point. Okay, so even if you're using, well, intelligence says it's just going to happen real fast. Well, that's not necessarily always the case. Sometimes I like to take my time on a project. It may take me years to finish those projects, but I want to make sure that it's done right. So not necessarily is it the case that intelligence wants to get things done quick. Maybe it just wants to take its sweet ass time. So maybe 14 million years isn't out of the, or 14 billion years, I should say, 14 billion years could be well out of the realm of possibility there. But I will say this again, is the Earth is far older than that. It really is. And they've used their scientific hypothesis that they have put against peer-reviewed study. They've had their peers attempt to falsify their claims, and they have made repeated, replicated predictions about what we will find on certain layers in rocks, about what we're supposed to find here, how much of this, where we're going to find it on the strata. That stuff happened. It's overwhelming at this point. So the fact that you would actually sit there and tell me I've got the answer to this, when the overwhelming majority of the evidence says no.
Kingpin, you need to understand that when they make the conclusion that the universe and the Earth is old, know about intelligence. They don't have any clue. Of course, we didn't have any clue about it.
No. You are going to sit there and you're going to listen. I've listened to lectures by Lawrence Krauss. All right? I listened to lectures from other theoretical physicists who talk about this stuff. People who are actually believers in creationism, just like you are, I'm assuming, who say, no fucking way. The Earth and the universe are much older than that. There's no possibility. So at this, I mean, it's.
But wait.
And they have proven with their experimentation. Now there is a great many things that they probably don't know right now that they are willing to say, just like you did as a scientist. I don't know, right? But let's be honest about this. Let's be honest, okay? You cannot possibly say to yourself, the Earth is 6,000 years old, and actually believe it, man. Come on, really?
I have told you, I discovered intelligence, okay? The scientist that
I'm intelligence. You haven't discovered intelligence. Intelligence
is
something
that's selling us anything new, bro.
No, you're reforming it and repackaging it in your own little thing so you can think that it's somehow groundbreaking. It's not. And I will mention that earlier on when I was getting on you about plants and animals actually having intelligence, and then later on you admit that they do have intelligence, but they don't meet my little baseline that I'm going for right here. See, that's my problem with this thing here is it seems like you use this all-encompassing definition that you made up on the spot to explain everything. And it's not explaining anything to me. All it is saying, I made this up.
Yeah. You really haven't discovered anything new, man. I mean.
No, wait, AFA, wait, Kingpin. I understand your position. I understand fully. I will never going to publish my sense, but if I don't understand I don't understand your argument and your explanation. I understand it fully. But one thing that you understand, those scientists that they are trying to assume, even Lawrence Krauss, the Dyson. One of my favorite is Brian Greene. My favorite Brian Greene. All many famous scientists or cosmologists, physicists. they don't understand about intelligence. In other words, how can you explain? How can you the reality?
I think you're making an assumption that they didn't know anything about intelligence. I think they knew plenty about intelligence and how intelligence is derived not only from the human mind, but from animals, and to some degree the mechanisms of the natural world we see in plants of all things, sentient, and especially in sentient beings. I think they really do understand that. I think you just have this feeling that, they all got it wrong because, and I'm just going to put, it just seems kind of slapped together. It doesn't seem very coherent to me. You understand?
I think at the end of the day, you want this one definition that you've thought of for intelligence to be the one and only definition for intelligence that there is, because that's the new way of thinking. It sounds like a grammar lesson at the end of the day. You need to take your findings to Webster Merriam and say, hey, this is what I thought of. This is the way I thought of it, and I think this should be the new definition for intelligence. And if they say, by golly, you're right, we're going to scrap every other definition that there is and make sure that people know that this is it, then okay. Other than that, I mean, you're not bringing anything new. I'm
not seeing anything new. I'm not seeing anything really properly defined necessarily. It just seems like it's. I mean, really, honestly, it just seems like.
The new one is that definition of intelligence that the Brian Greene or average scientists that they are using before I published my science book, they were old. The one who made the definition, they were the one who said that this is no intelligence. So in other words, how can this way?
Yeah. See.
How can you trust a wrong definition?
Well, dude,
those definitions still stand up today.
You say you're a Christian. Now, I've read your Bible. I've read it over and over again.
I grew up in the church
There's a lot of incorrect definitions in there. There's a lot of bullshit in there that we know for a fact and that you cannot deny at all. Know for in reality what is and is not true, and it was wrong. It's an antiquated piece of crap. All right. So somehow you could say that about these intelligent scientists, that they got it wrong, man, and all their stuff is old. Well, that fucking Bible is really old, and we know of a lot of shit in there that is 100% incorrect. So you see the problem that we're having here? You do understand, correct?
You need to understand that you are talking about religion. You consider Christianity as religion, right? I'm talking about science.
We're using it to relate to you, man.
I'm using it. You said that these scientists their definitions are old. It's old. I discovered the new definition, right?
And wrong.
And they're wrong. Well, your Bible is really old, and it's really fucking wrong. It really is. There's a lot in there that is just dead wrong. Now, how can you in one breath look at a scientist old, wrong, and then go, Bible, 6,000 years? Yeah. Give me a fucking break, man. I'm sorry. I don't want to insult you because I remember you saying, please don't insult me. But I got to say, that's pretty unintelligent.
No. I understand you, Kingpin. I fully understand you. I fully understand you. I understand you very well.
I really don't think you do. I mean, honestly,
the more you say it, the more it doesn't.
Listen, Mr. Intelligent Design, I got to tell you, man, I'm really tired at this point. It is about 1:30 in the morning here in Alaska. Yeah. So we really enjoyed our time.
Yeah, it was great talking with you. I'm glad you reached out.
It was fantastic. I know we probably didn't even get to half of what you wanted to present to us, but would you be interested in talking with us again in the future?
Yes, just invite me and just set our time and let's talk again. We have to discuss more.
Great, man.
You have a good day there, and we'll chat with you later. All right, man.
Yeah, thank you too. Thank you for you guys. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your argument. Thank you for your jokes. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
No problem. We're here to entertain.